What happens there?
Number 1 qualifier waiting to go out there, Brian Cruikshank. Looks like we're going to move into our top 16 now for the Zoo Performance Pro-Am. Top 16 coming out on track.
Never seen some imagery of the Deadpool machine. I love that. I love the graphics. That's so cool. I'm really keen to see his new pro level car. Like you said, he's going to be it's going to be a cool car. He's got the ability, and if he can get through, who knows, be in pro class maybe next year. And everything out the back there. It's also close proximity. If you get a chance, certainly come down to Sydney Motorsport Park for a figure 8 event and check it out.
Now, Brian Cruikshank bent a couple of arms on the bottom of this car last night. They managed to repair those and get him back out for qualifying, so he's quite surprised to get number 1. He had to work really hard to get there. Jacques, he's got the lights on the intimidation. I think that's just going to make Brian go faster.
I love the style and personality that comes into drifting, and that is what it's all about as well. Showing your own unique flair in your vehicle setup and your driving. But let's go uphill into turn 1. Brian absolutely on lock. Look at him go, just sitting on that outside line. The judges have asked him to trim through the middle there for a hard aggression flick, which it looks like he's done. He snapped it to angle, around to that last corner, and then down towards the wall ride. Let's see how close he can get, and that's within an absolute foot of that.
Oh, no!
Oh!
He's out on the grass. They said they could use a ripple strip. They didn't say you could use the nature strip.
No.
What is he doing? There's going to be some deductions with that one. He pushes it out wide here. It's all right. It's past the finish line.
Oh.
He is pushing that BMW to the limits at the moment.
And look, when we're talking about the wall ride, he was getting right out on it, and then I think he just stayed in. He was having too much of a good time, and he sent it out into the grass.
Can't wait to see this one on the Tri-Ace replay. There you see he just kicks up the dirt. That was over the finish line there, and Jacques just behind him. The intimidation of those red and blue lights, I think, maybe is what set him off. We'll have to wait and see how he goes, though, as the chase car this time. Jacques' car obviously not quite as fast as a big, heavy Commodore. We know they can take a lot of weight out of them, but it's still a much bigger car. The wheelbase is bigger as well, whereas we see those BMWs have a really good dynamic in the chassis, really.
Similar to the small S chassis coupes, they pivot really well. The balance of the car is quite good. Chatting to Jacques earlier, this is his home track. He has driven at the figure 8 in the Commodore for years and years, but he's just been trying some different setup things, and I was commenting on the car bouncing around, and he seems to feel like the car's a bit stiff, so maybe he's got a little bit more setup work to do with the Commodore.
We saw a little bit of contact there on turn number 1. Brian Cruikshank just gave Jacques a nudge, and that made Jacques drop the wheel off onto the dirt, but he stayed on it this time now. How close will the proximity get in this final corner as they head towards the finish line? This big sweeper, the right-hander. Jacques puts it out there. Cruikshank on his door. And they finish this battle. This one's going to be close. I don't know if Brian Cruikshank, can he go from the penthouse to the doghouse here after being number 1 qualifier?
Here we go. Check out the Tri-Ace replay. Here we go. Up into turn 1. Brian absolutely right up on him, but that contact, you're not allowed to make contact and upset the front driver. And he did tag him, and you can see that the Commodore did drop a wheel in the dirt. That could be very costly for Brian Cruikshank.
Yeah, concerning too with that first run there where we saw him go off on the grass here coming out of the big sweeper, turn number 4. And this one's going to be very interesting to see how the judges pull this one up, because you'd hate to see Brian Cruikshank out, but you've got to judge what you see. Sometimes it's just your night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fortunately, the chase car doesn't always get it right, and it's great to have such a big crowd here at Sydney Motorsport Park here this weekend, the final round of the High-Tech Drifting Australia All-Star Series. It's good to have the Pro-Am cars here, 21 of them here this weekend, and of course 16 Pro cars here tonight. It's been a battle to go all over the country. We start Murphy getting ready to put the helmet on, or they're driving in. It means we do have a decision here, and it looks like Brian Cruikshank going first means Jacques Oosthuizen has taken the win there in the Commodore. We thought that
Commodore goes through.
Cruikshank went off on the grass. He made contact in the chase run as well. I'm not surprised about that result, but that is a big scalp to take, which means that takes him out of the championship contention.
What a massive result so early on in the night. We'll update what's going to happen, but that is an absolutely huge upset.